Hello and welcome back to Powered by Ground Training. Every Tuesday we train on the topic of how to better service your clients. It is our goal that we learn better service skills because we can find our clients in different situations of their life. And on Tuesday we train about how to service your clients in new homes, in resale, and distressed. Why is that? Because if you're in this industry for a while, you'll find your clients sometimes wanting a new home. And right now where the stats are, probably 1 out of 4 clients, buyers or sellers, are thinking about new homes because that's what the market share is. When you look at your clients and they want to be looking in resale, just selling their home, this is how we facilitate resale. If you're looking at your clients and they're in a distressed situation, which we will be talking about today, you must focus on their distressed situation and help them work through it. The thought of the day: moving things from chaos to order. It is so important that we understand that we live in a world of chaos, and our goal is to put things back in order. If we can even put things back to order by 2 or 3 degrees or 5 degrees, we're going to look so much better in front of our clients. Moving from chaos to order. When something stops functioning in your body, you go to the hospital. And the reason you and I go to the hospital is because we know that the hospital can put it back to order. We feel like we're in chaos. My hand used to work yesterday, now it's malfunctioning. Same thing with your car. When your car is in order, you have no issues. You have no other thoughts. But the minute the lights on the screen go on, or the minute the flat tire kicks in, you understand chaos has entered your life. And the minute chaos, you and I, we look to put things back to order as fast as we can. You're starting to call your mechanic or your tire shop or whatever to put your car back to order. Well, life is the same way. When things hit us, and unfortunate things hit us, and we go into this chaotic moment, most of us do not appreciate that situation. Most of us we do not feel comfortable being in chaos. So we're like, you know what can I do to place myself in order and get out of this chaos of life? So the thought of the day: move towards order as fast as you can in every area of your life. Finance, relationship, business, which we talk about today, servicing your clients. Move towards order. You can even look at your desk. In your office, take a look at your desk. Is it in order? Or you have your paperwork everywhere and you can't find them. Just look at your office space. Do you have things in order? If you're looking for something in your home, can you say, yes, it's in that place? Is there order to where things are at in your home? Or are you just shuffling things through and every time spending a lot of energy shuffling through your chaos to find something? So it's important to move from chaos to order. Our previous lesson, we talked about what it takes to start your business. And you can look at one of our videos in our past training just here below. But we talked about what does it take to start your business. We talked about services, we talked about experience, we talked about skills, we talked about education, we talked about give your clients the experience, we talked about you entertaining people while being in business. We talked about all these facets of development that have to slowly take place so that you and our clients can get served well. This was our previous lesson. How to start your business, how to develop your business, where it can grow, where it can sustain, and where it could become something that is worthwhile pursuing. Lesson for the day: the services that are needed when your client is in debt. Distressed. We talk about the 4 pillars of distress. Today I just want to talk about one of the categories called debt. All of us, sometime in our life, if you're going to buy a house or a car, we take on debt. And we hope to manage this debt well. We hope that we can make the payments for the term of the loan so that way we can enjoy life and enjoy that item, whatever we bought. We take on debt, even maybe when we buy things for Christmas, Black Friday, blah, blah, and fill in the blank. We take on debt. So now, how do we manage this debt so it does not become a hindrance to our life? Well, sadly, debt can become a hindrance to your life when it is mismanaged. Maybe you lost a job and you can't pay your bill. Maybe you start to financially make poor decisions and you have this debt hanging behind you that needs to get paid off. But you're not putting your attention on that debt. Whether it's your house, your car, your boat, your bicycles, whatever it is. And you start to mismanage debt. And that debt starts to put certain pressure upon you. That means slave. Truly, that's what it means. You're a slave until you are free, until that debt is paid for. So there is that encumbrance upon your life where you feel like you're a slave. Something's nagging at you. This debt is nagging at you. You thought you could manage it. You thought I could make that payment. You thought all the income versus the expenses in your personal life all penciled out. But all of a sudden you see that things do not make sense anymore. Usually it says that people stop making payments on their credit cards, then their toys, and then their house. The house is usually the last debt that people feel like they can no longer pay for. So it's usually first their credit cards, then it's all their toys, their boats, their cars, their RVs, all of this, and then it's their house. And people do stop making payments on their house because the weight of the finances starts to crumple down upon them that they no longer can make that mortgage payment. And now they're crushed upon in their life by this debt. And us as brokers, when we pursue these sellers with these homes with this debt, we have to understand that we have to provide service to them. We have to understand, and this is the first step, understand the language of debt. Understand, are they 1 month late? Are they 5 months late? What is the interest that is, tacking on? What other things have they not paid for? Just like I mentioned, usually it's your credit cards, your toys, and then your house. So when they've stopped paying for the house, usually other debt might get tacked onto the house, like the credit cards, or maybe the car payment, or the boat payment, or a second mortgage. Something else can start getting tagged upon this house. But we must learn how to manage this debt, how to help people move through this process by us brokers cultivating the necessary skills to work with debt and seeing how we can negotiate now with the bank, with all of these other debt services, and figure out the best resolution for this person and for this situation. So, what opportunities does this homeowner have? They have the opportunity to go maybe through a loan modification, to figure out how to restructure this debt, to maybe making less payments, tacking on the debt that they haven't paid to the loan, and continue to live inside the house. And you should definitely do more research on what loan modification is all about. But that might be an option for your homeowner. And you should never take that off the table. The next option is usually short sale, meaning the debt that is owed could never get repaid, and the bank has to short it. They have to accept the loss, because if they continue not negotiating with the homeowner about the debt, that means the bank will lose even more money a year down the road. So the bank is willing to say, okay, if the house is worth $200,000, the market's willing to pay $180,000 for it, there's $20,000 loss. The homeowner, looking at all his finances, is not able to make that difference. Then our goal is to do what? Our goal is to take the loss and scrape it and move on. Take the loss, sell the house, and move on. That is a short sale. But if those two options don't go through, then it's a trustee sale. Meaning, and it might vary from state to state, but what that means is the homeowner is not responding to the bank is not getting paid back by the loan, so they want to take over the property because they have to figure out what to do next. So the process of taking over the property is basically hiring an attorney, and they work through the whole process of the trustee sale. And that means that the home is going to go to auction. And if it doesn't get sold at the auction, then it gets reverted back to the bank. Also, along this process, the homeowner does have an option. Maybe they go bankrupt and they push the BK button. And then they push the BK button and they meet with an attorney and they look at how they have to restructure their whole debt. All of this debt, their cars, their boats, their credit cards, and their house, all of this debt. How does it get restructured in a bankruptcy? What capitals you have, what you don't have, what liquidity you have, and all of this gets handled by an attorney. So it's very important to have a relationship with attorneys, especially if you're going to help people who are in debt. You need good relationships with attorneys. So then, first is understanding the language. Second is understanding the process. You have to tell your client that if they start to mismanage debt, this cannot go along for too long. There are certain legal processes that start to take place with everyone, their credit cards, their boats and cars, and their house. The debt gets restructured. And those people who you are due, they want to get that money from you. And everybody now is looking how or in which ways they can take the money from you, whatever money you have left. So the credit card is chasing you through collections. The boat, the RV, maybe they've already repoed it because that is the only way they can take their money back. The house, same story. The banks are reaching out to you. But you have to understand the process and that this is not just a typical resale. Hey, here's a meeting, second meeting, third meeting, and we're done. You have to cultivate this relationship with this person to move them through all these processes. So you have to understand the process. Then you have to understand that you need another level of networking power to facilitate these clients. Not all brokers want to do short sales. Not all brokers want to do bankruptcies. Not all brokers want to learn how to work with attorneys in bankruptcies. But if the market goes that direction, you and I have to start to build up our service skills in that area. We have to understand that is what people need. This is what my client needs. Unfortunately, the country's in recession or whatever. The market is not favoring any other category but distress. And it is important that we learn how to help or facilitate or partner with other brokers or negotiators or attorneys to bring that service back to our clients. Why? Because markets are cyclical. You know, we go down, we go through foreclosure, debts, but then we go up. And a lot of my clients who've lost homes in 2, 3, 5 years went out and bought a home again. They cleaned up their mess, they cleaned up their distress situation, they came out of this chaos. When they put their life back in order, they're like, you know what, I still want to own a house. I do not want to rent for the rest of my life. And I think this time around I could do a better job at it. And then they go buy a house again. So you don't want to lose this database of clients, because your clients, they might be a new home, they might be a resale, or they might be a distressed. And maybe a season in their life, they will be a distress. And you have to help move them through that, and then eventually they might go and buy a resale. So you need another level of networking power to facilitate these clients. I'm talking about attorneys, I'm talking about CPAs, I'm talking about maybe wealth advisors, I'm talking about other attorneys who help with probate. There's so many people who need to get involved when you're restructuring debt. And it is important that you as the broker go interview these people. Go sit down with an attorney and say, hey, I want to talk. Why? Well, because I feel like the market is going this direction. And if it goes this direction, that means I'm going to get more calls in this direction. And if things are going to be called in this direction, then I think I need these services. And if I need these services, I think me and you might be in a good opportunity to service our clients. So you have to go interview these attorneys. You have to go talk to these CPAs who are willing to help homeowners through this distress moment. So, talking about distress, we're talking about debt. We're talking about moving from chaos to order. This is very crucial. This is a service skill that we need to develop in our business, helping people move from chaos to order. And the more we can provide this service, the more we can help people move through their unfortunate situations in their life.